So this is the tricky part. Slipping the veneer down in between the spruce and the rosette. Whoops. Noisy. Too early in the morning for all that noise. All right, guys. Let's see what we got here. We'll let her sit overnight. Everything looks like it's clamped down nicely. Got plenty of weight sitting on top of it. Yeah, looks good. We'll take this over to the sander and poke it through there a few times and get this flush to this surface here. Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. So I've been working on this rosette for this acoustic guitar we're building. And I did it a little differently this time. Put a nice little black ring around it. Still needs to be sanded some. So that's our rosette. Now, what this allows me to do is turn the guitar top over. And now I can put the bracing on, right? So I did it with a gap here because this gap is underneath the fretboard. If anybody's wondering, the fretboard covers that right up to there. So you never see that gap. And another reason for that is it gives this some room to move. Because this wood is going to move differently than this wood. I'll show you why. Can you see how this top is warped? Do you see that? This is moving, swelling at a different rate. And it's caused a distortion in the top. Can you see it? That's unfortunate because this is a beautiful piece of Sitka spruce. And I don't know if I'll be able to save it. I think once I brace the back, it'll be fine. I'm gonna go ahead and build with it anyway, because I believe it's going to be okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a router and I'm going to cut a relief cut right there, right under the fretboard, because I'm hoping that that will, tighten that up. So I'm just going to sand on this a little bit more. This allows us to move forward now, and now I can get that braced. All I have to do is sand the kerfed lining has been installed and sanded, turned out well. We went with a different type of kerfed lining this time. On the other acoustic guitar we're building, the prototype for this, we're building two simultaneously. Build one as a prototype just to see what kind of tooling and setups you think you need, and try it one way and see, well, maybe I could do it better the other way. Because obviously, the more you do things, the better you get at it. So we used cedar on this one. And as you can see, man, this guitar sounds so good though, I'm telling you. Man, it's got an amazing resonance quality. But the cedar is very brittle, and I dropped a tool on that and broke some of that off. Well, we have the bracing in, the bracing sanded, and so this guitar is moving along. Man, amazing sound already in this. This is going to be a really nice sounding guitar. I can't wait to get it done. But anyway, we did it differently on this one. We used this type of kerf lining, which is, hold on, let me find it. I had a piece somewhere. It looks like this. It was easier to bend in there, and it looks better, and it's stronger. So it's an all-around better thing, I believe. So I'm going to go ahead and get this cleaned up today also, and I can get the top glued on, and we'll do that today. All right? I'm going to sand this first. We'll get that going. Thanks for coming back and watching. If you have a moment, please like and subscribe. Hit the like button, man. That would be awesome if you could do that. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And thanks for stopping by and watching our videos, okay? So I'm going to get to work. Here we go. Ready? Here we go. I'm really happy with the way that turned out. You see that nice clean black line around it all? That was a little tricky. So I'm going to call this guitar Growth. Let me back you up. It starts here and grows and then goes under the fretboard. This is going to be really pretty when it has a finish on it. All that's going to darken up real nice, and it has a nice clean black line all the way around it. That was tricky to get in there because that veneer is so thin. This veneer that I used, you see how thin it is. A little tricky, and it's brittle. And I'm falling over stuff. No, I haven't been drinking. Not yet. Okay, so that's good. Now, we can finally get to putting bracing on the back of this. Man, excited about that because that means we're getting close to closing this box up. But for now, I'm going to take this out of the form here. And I'm going to sand this lining a little bit. And that'll be good. There you go. That's pretty, huh? Of course, it needs to be sanded. Nice tight joints. And that's the kerf lining I was telling you about. That looks much cleaner. And we can sand that up. And got a nice strong shell here. Great tone already. Okay, we'll sand that up a little bit and see if we can get the back on. All right. Tell you what, this rosewood, if you don't wear a mask, it will mess your sinuses up. If you're gonna use rosewood, make sure you wear a dust mask. Okay, spend some time sanding this lining. Now, what we need to do before I go any further is I need to calculate where these holes get drilled for the through bolts that go into the neck pocket. All right, so that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to get that drilled up. Everything else looks good. This is ready to be closed up, except that I will put, no, wait, I'm going to put some side bracing in there. Forgot that. Side bracing like this. See that side bracing there? There, I should say. All right, we'll put some side bracing in there. This still needs to be sanded a little inside. I need to repair the kerf lining because it broke off. The cedar was very, very brittle. I will never do it like that again. It was difficult to use. So you live and you learn. Sounds good though. You know, it probably looks silly with me banging on something and saying, oh, it sounds good, but you can just tell by the resonance in it when you tap on it. You can feel it in your hand, you can hear it vibrate. It means it's, you know, a musical instrument. To me it does anyway, right? So Pete, if you're watching, drinking out of your mug, brother. Pete is a very talented local artist, photographer, does amazing shots. If you ever get a chance, look into Pete Federico. He's a good man too. I dig Pete. All right. So, like I was saying, you need to calculate these holes, and I need to put in the truss rod in the neck, and then we can finish doing all the stuff for the room. So that's where we're at. It's almost a guitar. Right? Pieces are getting there. Something missing in here, but we'll get that. So I'm going to calculate that. I'm going to drill these holes. I'm going to put this in here today, the truss rod groove, so that I can finish the neck. I had to wait for the truss rods to get here. They were also on back order. I've had some issues with stuff on back order lately, but that's my fault for not ordering way ahead of time. Let's see, and then we can also get the back glued on to this guitar, which I'm looking forward to doing. But first I gotta drill those holes, all right? So let me calculate that up, I'll be right back. Okay, so we finally got the kerf lining sanded well, got the inside of the guitar sanded well. Only thing left to do to the inside of this, of the sides, I'm gonna put a couple of braces on the sides, just two. One here, one there, one here, one there. Just in case in the future this cracks, if it gets dropped or something and it won't just split in half, hopefully these side braces will hold that together and it can be easily repaired. Because things do happen, people drop things, man. I know I have, I know you have. If you play the guitar, you've dropped it. You've knocked it off the stand. All right, so bracing on the inside, side, inside side, the side of the side. You know what I'm saying? Then two holes right here in the head block, which will be in the mortise and tenon neck joint. We'll be using a hardware-based mortise and tenon neck joint. Was originally created William Campiano, and he did a very good article on that long ago. I've always liked the way it looked. I've seen a lot of people use it. It works really well. So now all I have to do is just figure out how to get this drill bit box open, because it was created by someone who, man, it's so hard to open up. Why make it so difficult? Okay, so we have these bolts right here. This will be going in here into the barrel bolt, which is actually in the neck inside here. I haven't made this joint yet because I'm still laying out everything, and I wanted to keep everything square so that I can route in the truss rod. Okay, so we haven't got there yet, but take my word for it, there'll be some barrel bolts inside here and holes drilled inside here that coincide with these holes, and you'll see all that. But in the meantime, let's drill these 2 holes, 6.24 millimeter. So if I do a 7 millimeter, that'll give this thing some room to breathe. There won't be any binding in there. We don't want it binding against itself. I think that'll work great. And I just need to decide how deep to go and put a stop on it. So we're going in 1 inch into this block here. So I would say if I drill down one and a half, will be more than enough. 1 1/4. 1 1/4 should be more than enough. So that's what I need to do. So what I'm going to do is use the old tape trick to make sure I don't drill too deep. Take a piece of tape and put it on your drill bit. And when you get to the tape, stop. Don't need to drill any further. Right there. That's our depth. And all we have to do now is just drill this straight down. Make sure we're going straight. Everything looks straight. That. One there and one here. My goodness. All right. There we go. That's done. All right. These will be dropping down into there when we get to that point. All right. I'm going to round that edge over, and I'm going to work on the back now and try to get that bracing carved in nice, and then we can glue that onto here. So that's what's next. All right. So hang tight and get set up for that.